and what I represent and why I hold these webinars, and then I'll introduce our speaker of the day. So those who are meeting me for the first time, my name is Joan Batila. I work as a project manager in the healthcare sector. I help them to just streamline and scale on the digital platforms. That is what I do as my main job. Alongside that, I am the founder of Fortune Academy, which is an academy that has been created for three purposes. The first one is career mentorship to help you to transition into remote work. The second one is connect you with a global talent. That is for you who have skills and are still having problems with getting a remote role. We do that to help you with that. And the third one is outsourcing. Now we have introduced outsourcing, where we'll now be just having different companies reaching out to us so that you can give us one of the best talent so that we can be able to connect them. So that is a nutshell. You can visit our website. I'm going to share our details and more things as time goes. I know most of you know me, and you are my community, I guess. I think at this time I can call you my community. So now I just want to do some ice-breaking activities before we start, before I bring in our speaker, before I introduce, and then now we can proceed from there. So, all right. So let me just know where you're joining us from. If you're here, just tell us where you're joining us from. I would want to hear that from you in the comment section. I'll be reading out. Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? I'm waiting in the comment section. Or you guys are still typing. Where are you joining us from? Meru, Anne. Oh, interesting. Nairobi Sandbox. Interesting. All right. Nakuru. Anyway, this is global. Uganda. This is global. Global. Nairobi. Nairobi. Eldoret. Nice to meet you, the person from Eldoret. Kitengela, Kenya. Rose joining from Nairobi. Interesting. Nairobi, Nairobi, Nairobi. Lucy Kamau. Our speaker is from Migori, guys. Migori. So you see, people from remote work can work from anywhere. Mombasa, Nairobi, Ngong, Kenfree. Nairobi, 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 Embu, Masai Mara, Kiserian, Nakuru, Kericho, Ngatarongai. This is an East African community. Thank you so much for those who have responded. So I'm going to pull this with another question that I asked today in my Instagram stories, and I got some interesting answers for that question. Athi River, Mombasa, Nairobi. I'm seeing that Deborah, Charity, and Angela. Thank you so much. So today I asked people on Instagram, what comes into your mind when you think about remote work? And so this is a conversation about virtual assistants, and I know that most of you here are also not virtual assistants and are following us, but I would love to ask each and every one of you, you can just engage me in the messages sector. What comes into your mind when you hear about virtual assistants and remote work in general? What comes into your mind? I would love to hear in the comment section so that also we can know what we need to cover during this session. What comes to your mind? Flexibility, working from anywhere. That is true. Work-life balance. Are you sure, Elizabeth, there is a work-life balance? All right. Working at night from home. Why at night? Why are you guys working at night? Me, I don't work at night. At night, I sleep. Flexible hours. All right. It's just good to learn those perspectives. Working from anywhere. Liven, nice to see you, Liven. Remote work is working from the comfort of your home. All right. People want to be comfortable. Online work that is flexible. Online work that is. I've noticed that also people don't know the difference between online work and remote work. They are two different things. Working at home to a client who can be from your continent or a different one. Okay, Ndinda, paid in dollars. Teresa, what about if you work for a Kenyan and they send money to your M-Pesa? Is that not a remote work? Remote work basically outside a central office, which is good. Daisy working at home. sandbox, B2B versus typical employee dynamic. Hey, huyu ameniongelesha technical language, but anyway. We are there. Freedom. Stella, do you think it's freedom? Flexibility and working from anywhere, no micromanaging. Are you sure there is no micromanaging? All right, working from anywhere with minimum supervision. Great. Yes, that is true. Flexible hours. Hizo story ya hours tutakuja kupiga. All right. So thank you so much for engaging me. You can send in more what you think. I think this just gives me working from anywhere. This just gives me a perspective of what you guys think about remote work and everything around that. Remote work means working from anywhere, not confined by an office, either international or local. Boy, the Kikuyu in me is waking up. But anyway, shindwe. The flexibility of nature of the job, online work that just working any work using your computer or gadget. All right. So there's a difference between online work and remote work. Maybe I'll debunk that as we start. We are starting at 8:10. And so I'll just debunk that there's a difference between remote work and online work. Online work does not need much of your skills. Online work is things like chat moderation. I know you guys know chat moderation, things to do with apart from chat moderation, you can do surveys, you can do the tasks that people do while using what do we call phones, something of the sort. You can use such things. You can do such things. That is what we call online work. So when you hear people saying they have a prolific account, they do writing, it doesn't need much of your skill. But remote work really needs quite a lot of your skill. You have to learn a skill either in virtual assistant, in customer support, in just a minute. I've been notified that I didn't start the webinar from the platform, so it's giving me a lot of headaches. Yeah. All right. We are now good to go. So I've started the webinar officially from the platform because I think they normally alert me if I haven't. So remote work is basically you learning the skill like virtual assistant, being a project manager, customer support. You learn a skill in data entry. You learn a skill in let's say project management, like me who's doing project management. Those are the things that you can do remotely. So compared to online tasks and remote work, I would prefer that you take remote work route because it pays better in as much as the investment is too much as compared to online work. You know, online work, if you just have a phone or a laptop, you can be good to go. But now the payment is not as much as when you're doing remote work. So that is the difference. I needed just to put that across. I'll read more, not reporting to a physical office. That is from Linda. Freedom working environment, online work, just working any given. All right. So now to usher us in into her journey as a virtual assistant is our speaker today, Susan Oronje. We are so much excited to have Susan with us today. She's a sales and marketing social media virtual assistant who helps businesses to turn their online presence into a meaningful engagement leads. She began her journey as a beginner in an online space, built her foundation through structured learning, and gained clarity through hands on experience. Today, she is focused on growing in the sales and marketing space with a strong interest in helping businesses leverage platforms like LinkedIn for visibility. All right. Business owner, this is someone that you should consider to actually take her contact today before you leave. She's also a founder of Digital Bloom Circle, an upcoming platform designed to help beginners and individuals who are struggling to gain clarity, start, grow, and earn through online work. All right. So if you are in that space, this is something that you can consider also to have her contact after this. I know she's going to share as she's going to just come in. Susan, I hope have done a good introduction. Is there something you will want to add before we start?
Thank you so much, Joanne. Thank you. That is an amazing introduction. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much. You've done justice to that introduction. I'm excited, and I hope that everyone has been able to know what I do, and we can work together from here. I would also like to take this opportunity to really appreciate you to invite me to this session today and share my experience and the challenges I've faced. And so far, I'm really excited for everyone for creating time and for joining this free session. I hope you will find value for your time.
Great. They're gonna get value for their time, definitely. So I'll read a comment from Liven who's saying, "Welcome, Suzanne, and for you to be invited to speak on Joanne's webinar, that only means that you're authentic." We
Thank
welcome
you.
you. Great. So we are going to have a Q&A just to gauge and see how Suzanne's journey has been into the virtual assistant space. If you have any questions for her as she speaks, I would advise that you just comment in the messages. I'll be able to pick it up and I'll be able to ask her as time goes. So feel free to just type anything in the comment section and we'll be able just to pick it up and just answer it. So my first question to you, Susan, can you tell us a bit about who you are before becoming a virtual assistant?
Thank you so much. So before I became a virtual assistant, I was a very passionate, just a passionate person looking for to make money online. Actually, at the back of my mind, I really, really wanted to make money online. So I didn't know where to start. So I started from researching. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I tried everything. Yeah, the every that is from surveys, from swag bags, isozote. I tried everything because I really wanted to make money online, and this came out to be very exhausting because I could go to YouTube. I try to learn digital marketing. I try to do data entry. I try everything that could make money, would help me to make money online. And at some point I was really frustrated because after going to YouTube, you also go to TikTok. They tell you, oh, try this one is working, try this one is working. So I was just confused. But one thing I knew, I was passionate that I really wanted to make money online. So I didn't give up. I kept looking. I kept trying to find the solutions. But it turned out to be so chaotic. At some point I gave up. I came back again. I gave up almost 3 times until I think I'll have to answer this on the second question. How I
Mm.
now found clarity. Yes. So in the beginning, I was just confused, trying to figure out my way online. It was way back in 2023 when all this began. When that desire to make money online came in, I was just trying to find my footing, try to basically do everything I could. And I know that trying to figure out your way online as a beginner, it's very, very chaotic because initially I'd come from just I had a boutique, and then from working on site or having a place and then coming to online, it was very confusing at that point.
Okay. Great. I think most people have really, really gone through that here and they can really relate where you want to get into remote work, you want to get started. And Faith, I'm seeing your hand is up. If you have a question, you just type in the comment section. We won't be taking verbal questions at this point. So just type it in the comment section, we'll be able to pick it up. So unless it's a concern, you can also type it, I'll be able just to see it. So I think most people have had such an experience where you oscillating from YouTube. Even me, I was there. You oscillate from YouTube to TikTok and you get a lot of information. And that information is very overwhelming. You get there, you feel so bad because there is no solution for you out there. So the next question will be, and I'm glad that you gave up 3 times. Did you even give up? I don't think you gave up. You just paused, re-strategized. I think that is the right word. You paused, you
Yeah.
re-strategized, and then you came back. Because someone was given up, and
Yes.
someone will just collect everything and they leave and they say, I'll never try remote work ever again. So my next
Yeah.
question to you, Susan, will be, how did you first hear about virtual assistants?
So after all those trials, because every time I could give up, I could come back with a better information. So after all those trials, and failing and coming back, a friend of mine recommended that I try ALX. ALX at that moment, it was in 2024, they were offering the ALX virtual assistant. And at that moment, I didn't even know what virtual assistance was. So this friend of mine told me to try and apply and just to get to know what it is. And yeah, I applied for the ALX VA program in 2024. And that is where now clarity came in. Because with their structured way of learning, I understood what remote work is. I understood what VA is. And actually, during that moment, it was I can say it was booming at that time. That is when I came to understand what a VA is. It is actually a remote work. It is a real job, and actually people are looking to hire VAs at that moment during that period. So that is how I came to hear about virtual assistant through the ALX program. Uh, ALX has a way of the structured way of learning, and those exercises they give you to do. They taught me how to build a brand. I had not known about building a brand. I didn't know the importance or the value of using LinkedIn to get clients. I had LinkedIn with only me and a friend following, just two people. So from learning from ALX, I got to understand how it is important to build a brand through LinkedIn. And if I'm looking to get a job or get hired or looking for clients, they will first look at me on LinkedIn. So that is why I came to really learn the structured way of learning. And I'll encourage anyone, if you're looking to get into the remote space, get a structured, enroll yourself in a course, or so that it can give you those basic foundation. Initially, I was just learning through YouTube, anything, and there was not that structured way of learning. So if you can enroll yourself in a course so that you can have that structured way of to mold you, to give you the foundation, to teach you from the basics of how it is important to learn. And then from there, you'll be able to thrive in the remote space. So foundation came from the ALX program, and I'm really grateful for them because they have made me to be the person I am today.
Great. Even me, I did virtual assistant, Lex, guys. But I've never used my skills in ALX virtual assistant. Okay, you've just talked about it. And I was like, who hasn't done ALX virtual assistants anyway? I think most of us have done them. We've not been able to use, and most of us here are looking for jobs. Um, in different aspects of things that we did. Like you're good in virtual assistant or you did a skill in virtual assistant, but when you're asked what do you want to offer remotely, you just say anything. And thank you also for
Yeah.
touching on the power of LinkedIn. The reason why we're here today, guys, by the way, it's because we met on LinkedIn and we've been able just to establish this relationship up to this point. So LinkedIn is powerful and you don't know who is watching as you keep on sharing your content. And the other thing that I would love to highlight what she has said is just that when you go through the program in ALX, please follow whatever you've been told. Because I think for her, she did the LinkedIn part and just the application and everything through that, and she was able to break through that. And the other thing is that also have a structured learning. Don't be learning on TikTok. Those of you who are learning on TikTok, get a structured course that is going to help you so that you don't get overwhelmed. I think this is something that she has emphasized, and I feel like
Yeah.
also I need to put more weight on it. Don't oscillate from YouTube to TikTok to everywhere trying to learn. When you ask me every time, when someone asks me, how can I learn the VA, I normally send them to either ALX or another site called Udemy because I really love structured learning. It's going to help you to capture everything all at once. Great. So, what specifically attracted you to the virtual assistant path compared to the other online opportunities that are out there?
Okay, yeah. So what attracted me to the VA is I came to learn that founders or business owners, they're carrying the big vision of the whatever, let's say the company or the vision that they're carrying is a bit heavy. It's very heavy actually. And then you find them, they still want to do these admin tasks. Yeah, so it becomes so overwhelming and sometimes they may lose that focus. So when I realized that I can be the one behind that, helping them as they thrive on the vision, I help them. When it comes to that, it really helps them a lot. Yeah, because it is, I really understand how difficult it is to carry a vision. and to make it come to life. So me being the behind person who deals with customer service, who deals with the admin roles like clients follow up, calling clients, helping the founder or the business owner to close the client. I feel like I'm being part of a very bigger goal. It's not just tasks, it's actually helping that vision to come to life. So when I learned that that is what I really wanted to do, but I didn't have a name for it, then I realized that is what virtual assistance is. So when I learned that that is the kind of value I'm going to provide to this business owner or to this founder to help them to fulfill this vision they are carrying, then I felt like to me, it's more than just a task. It is like helping fulfill a vision or a mission, which was a very big part of my life to me. That is why when I landed into virtual assistance, I said that is it. This is what I wanted to do. Yes.
Great. I just wanted to challenge my audience. We are 66 of us here, and I know most of us are interested to get into the VA space. You see, the way Susan is communicating what she's bringing to the business, the value she's giving out to the clients and the business owners. Do you see how she's really communicating? She knows the problem. She understands how this problem is affecting different business owners. And so you want to get into virtual assistant, think about it, and you want to go and compete with Susan for the same opportunities, as articulate as she is and the way she's presenting herself. So you guys go to let's say in a networking event and you're all pitching yourself out there. You see the way she's articulating herself and just communicating the problem and understanding how this problem is affecting the different businesses that she's going to work with. And there's a huge opportunity when it comes to virtual assistants. It's right now, as you can see, there's a huge rise of people who have started businesses, and most of these people are overwhelmed with the administrative work, and you can come in as a virtual assistant to do it. So as you compete out there, can you present yourself well to other people? All right, on to the next question that I'm going to ask you, Susan. Could you please walk us through your journey and how you landed the first virtual assistant role? Are you still on, Susan?
Talk.
Uh, you're buffering. Can you guys hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Just react. Okay, great. So we can give her a minute. As she works on her internet, I think she has frozen, even as you see from the screen. As we wait for her, I can answer one question here. I'm in that state. In that confusion moment, desperate times. I'm trying both VA and digital marketing, studying VA ILX at ILX, and studying digital marketing. Dinda, what I'll advise you is that you pick on one path. Both VA and digital marketing are very overwhelming. And so most of the times you just feel overwhelmed. Yeah. And actually, when you start the job application, you'll feel very much overwhelmed. So instead of trying to do both of them all at once, I would advise that you pick one career. It will work if you take one. She's back. Oh, she has left the meeting. Sorry. I hope she'll be back soon. If she comes back, I don't know how will I know, because we are 68 of us. I'll try and see. So pick one. The confusion comes by you trying to do everything all at once. Pick one thing until it works out, and then later on you can now scale into being a digital marketer, or you can scale into being a project manager, or whatever career that you need to get into. But to avoid you being overwhelmed, to avoid you being tired and confused, I'll advise that you pick one career. Does LX have age limit? No, it doesn't have. I think Dinda had answered you there. So long as you're 18 and above, you can join. I have done. Is Susan back? I have done a sales supervisor remote role, a local role with Gigi Kenya, which is seasonal. How can I transition to this kind of role internationally? So first, you have to learn the virtual assistant skill. You can learn it either on Udemy or LX. An emphasis just from our speaker was said that you must have structured learning. You just don't learn today. You are on YouTube tomorrow. You are on TikTok. Have a structured learning. You can learn ALX and then just follow the steps. When you're told that you need to go to LinkedIn and get volunteer opportunities, you need to reach out to people. Go and reach out to people and get those volunteer opportunities. If you're told to tailor your CV in a certain way, go ahead and tailor your CV in that certain way because they know what they are saying. And start first by volunteering as a virtual assistant before you transition fully into it. And then you can try out different sites. Susan, are you back? How much does ALX train charge for training? I think it's $5 per month. That is where I left it last time. Certified remote worker at Certiproof. Certiproof ni agency. Linda has answered you $5 per month, but you will study for 10 weeks, which is like $15. All right. Any virtual bookkeeper here who can guide us out on where to start from, or can one learn the skill themselves and be able to offer the services remotely? Yes, you can learn the skills. Let me hear what she has to say. You can learn the skills on your own. You can get an agency that is training on virtual assistant bookkeeping. Right now, I don't know any, but maybe you can try Udemy. I know they've got a lot of courses there, and see how you can be able to transition into remote work, especially using LinkedIn or the different sites like Brandwork to apply for jobs. That is Blessed Favor Girl. I'm currently pursuing VA at ALX week 7 now. How can I identify my niche? Have experience in customer service. Are you back, Susan? All right. Number one, you have to identify niche is identified in 3 forms. You have to know what are the skills that you have. That is your background skills. If you worked with real estate people or if you worked in the medical field, you can pick real estate virtual assistant or medical virtual assistant. Number two, identify your passions around that. Who would you want to work with mostly? What are you passionate about as an individual that you can work without being paid? I normally ask someone, which is the career that you can choose and work without being paid? All right, choose on that and maximize on that. And then the third thing is that you need to identify the market. What does the market say about this skill? Is it marketable? Or are you going to just choose it as a flower and it won't get you anywhere? So niche down into that. Identify your passion, your skills, that is your background. And then after that, also identify the market. Where is the market inclined? Let me know if our speaker is back. I used that to learn VA. Angela, by the way, I've seen you're doing a good job. Keep it up. I think I bumped into your page recently. So keep it up.
So, sorry about that.
All right, she's back. You're welcome.
Thank you. Apologies. My network decided to do what it does during meetings.
Yeah, and remote workers, we face that.
Yes.
The time we have a serious meeting. Sure.
That is when, yeah.
We'll see. All right, so I had asked you a question. Maybe I can repeat it and then we proceed from there. Could you please walk us through how you landed your first virtual assistant role?
Okay, thank you so much. So how I landed my first VA role. My first virtual assistant role came from a colleague. So this was someone we were together in the VA class. And then you see after the ALX class, then there are those groups that the WhatsApp groups that we assigned where we build a community, we interact, where jobs are posted. So I was in the ALX cohort 4 group. And they were just interacting there. They were posting jobs and all that. And then there is this let me just say, classmate, that she had posted that she had seen a job on Facebook. So she was discussing, or like having a conversation in the group. So what I did, I sent a DM to this lady. I didn't interact with the group. I just went straight to the lady and asked her about the job that she found on Facebook, and she sent me the details. So when she sent me the details, and then I sent my CV, and within like a short period of time before that day ended, they got back to me. And the first role that I got was a virtual assistant, an e-commerce virtual assistant. Yeah. At that moment, I just finished my Lex program. I had not even niched down. I had no idea what an e-commerce VA does. Yeah. But I had I had already learned that if you don't know something, you just Google or you go to YouTube. Yeah. So I took a step of faith. Just imagine I had finished the program. I have not niched down. Actually, I was just going to do admin task because it sounded simple. I wanted to start from somewhere simple. So admin sounded so simple. But now I've gotten a job as a e-commerce VA. I have no idea what an e-commerce VA does. So what I did, I went to YouTube. After sending my CV, I went to YouTube just to research a bit about an e-commerce VA, what they do, and then I had an idea of what I was supposed to do. Yeah, so they sent me the trial tasks to do, and I also Googled and watched videos on YouTube, and I understood what the assignment did. From there, we did the interview, and I did well. Yeah, I was so proud of myself because I took a I took a task, or I took a job that I had not really, I had no idea about it, but because I believed in myself, and I believe that if you don't know something in this era, you research. You just Google. Yeah, what worse could happen? You just Google. If you don't pass through the trial period, then you try it. At least you'll get some skills from it. So I went through the interview, and it was good. They really loved the task that I did, and they say they're proceeding with me. So after the tasks, we did the 2 weeks period where I also did a good job. That is when I learned about WordPress. I learned how to do blogging, things that I had not even known before. How to design Canva graphics to be used in the blogging. I learned a lot, and I was like, wow. Yeah. So one thing I'll tell you, believe in yourself. Yeah. You can never say you don't know anything. Just try. There is nothing worse that could happen. If you try and you fail, at least you tried. You're going to come out with skills that you did not know. So I just went there. I said, if I fail, at least I had tried. Yeah. So I went, it was successful until it was a short-term contract. And again, it was a remote role, an international client. So that was 3 big wins. Yeah, that I took a job that I had no idea about. It was a remote role. I was going to be paid in dollars. I said, I'm not going back. I must try and get it. So that's how I landed my first role. It was very motivating to me because I was looking for a remote role and getting an international client and then receiving money in dollars. I was so excited. That is how I landed my first role. Yes.
Guys, and I think when we were introducing ourselves, she said she's in Migori. And I was, okay, this is someone
Yeah.
from Migori. All right. And I'm so proud. Actually, you've just highlighted the power of networking. And maybe just to say, closed mouth don't get fed. So if you see that job has been posted, you don't know how many people are in the inbox, but also you have to present yourself well and go and say you are looking for a job. And then you accept the job and you also be willing to learn. Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you can accept a job and then you're just wondering, so what about this role? You see, for her, she didn't wait for the interview to go and learn. She and tell the interviewer, me, I don't know how to use Canva. I don't know what e-commerce entails. Are you guys training? No, she took her initiative and went and learned what e-commerce is. And apart from even Googling, there is a whole ChatGPT. You can tell ChatGPT to tell you what are the basics that you need to learn, or do you need to know as an e-commerce person. So yes, I think I really love that, and I'm so interested in this. So, what were your biggest challenges when you're starting out, and how did you overcome them, Susan?
My biggest challenges, I think most people experience this. It's called imposter syndrome. Yeah, that belief that you're not good enough, that belief that you still need to learn, you still need skills. that imposter syndrome, I call it a demon spirit that you have to rebuke it because it is blocking you. That imposter syndrome blocks you from opportunities. Yeah. So you have to fight it. You really have to believe in yourself. Even if you're starting out, okay, there are people looking to hire you. Don't compare yourself and say, this virtual assistant people are in here. This skill that I'm learning, people have already learned. I'll not get clients. Believe in yourself. Okay. If you are starting out as a beginner VA, we have founders starting out companies that will need to hire you. Okay, so fight this thing called imposter syndrome. Okay, sometimes you have the skills, you have taken all the courses, you have done the hands-on experience, you have practiced, but still you're feeling like, no, I still need to learn. Believe in yourself, get off that market, just keep trying. Okay, to have the willingness to learn. Okay, when you get before you even enroll for a job, sometimes you can go through a job description, every skill, or maybe two or three things you don't know. Okay, that is not an opportunity to leave that job to go because maybe you don't have three skills. Take those three skills, go and learn. You send your CV first, and then those three things that you don't know, maybe it's the tools you've not heard of them, you don't know how to use them. You send your CV, then go take those three tools or three skills and learn. Yes, fight that thing called imposter syndrome. It will block you from opportunities. That is what I've learned.
I also struggled with imposter syndrome. You know, sometimes people think some of us have not been there. We
Yeah.
have. You get to doubt if you're really enough for that role. And I think for me, what really helped me is that I got a coach in my early stages, and she was not from Kenya. Someone believed me from Ireland, and she was able to help me to navigate through it, through that, everything around that. So we struggle with imposter syndrome, and just the way she has said, it's a demon. You need to rebuke it. You also need to step out. Don't just rebuke it. I know we are Christians. Even me, I pray. You're just praying against imposter syndrome, but you're not stepping out of that comfort zone to actually overcome it. You really need to. I am a Christian. I keep on teaching people that, in as much as you pray about it, please also
Mm-hmm.
step out
Yeah.
and do the
Act on it.
necessary thing. Yes, and do the necessary thing.
Yes.
Don't just pray about it and now you are just hoping that the next time it won't come. It will still come. You have to be uncomfortable around it. So, and also be willing to learn. Kwanza learning. You know,
Mm.
when you take up a task and you've noticed, when you apply for a job and you've noticed that they have three things that you haven't learned or you don't know, please be open-minded and learn that thing. All right. So um I will ask you, what are the mistakes that you made in your early stages and
Mm-hmm.
you would avoid them today?
So the mistakes I made starting out was being everywhere, trying everything. I was trying everything, being everywhere, and that thing leads to burnout. You can literally just get tired. You can easily give up because there is a lot of information online. You go to YouTube, you find videos, you watch, you get more confused. So the more you watch, the more you really need to like narrow down on something. At when I was starting out, I didn't know. I was just everywhere trying anything, and it really, really took a toll on me. Okay, so what I'll advise someone: take one skill, just one. Okay, try and look for something that you're comfortable in. For example, if you're not good in computer stuff, programming, leave them alone. Take something that you feel like you can keep. Even if you take a course, you will finish till the end. Okay, sometimes you can go online and then you'll find like, oh, now programming is paying better, computer science is paying better, digital marketing. Try and take something that you yourself, when you start that course, you will finish, not because of pressure, not because it pays better. You can start with whatever it is that you want to start with, and then later on you can maybe transition based on what you really want. But try and focus on one thing. Take one skill. Don't do data entry. I was at data entry, transcription. I was everywhere. So try and just focus on one skill. Number two, try and get structured learning. Enroll in a course that will give you that guidance. Because you see, sometimes learning on YouTube, if you're a beginner, you'll be learning so many skills. Sometimes you don't even know. You are learning so many skills and then confusing yourself. So when you get like a structured way of learning, it will give you that foundation. If you can settle down for 2 months, you will really, really understand this skill or understand this course that will help you. It will like ground you. Okay, so that is the first thing I'll let you, or I'll tell you. Try and focus on one thing. Okay. Yeah, majorly on the skill. Try and focus on one thing, learn it, and it's not just learning. After learning that one skill, try and practice it. Practice it. Go your way out. Okay, if you've learned, let's say, about virtual assistant, don't take the certificate for virtual assistant, keep it in the pocket. Go take for customer service. Put no. Take it. Try, and maybe you can even create services around it. Okay, if you've learned something and maybe you're struggling to get clients on that one skill, try and get and create services around it. Try and pitch. Yeah, but because you might be applying and then the applications are not the feedback is not good, but you've taken that skill in maybe project management, you've taken that skill in virtual assistant, customer service, and then you're applying and then the jobs are taking longer. We all know those rejection parts. So you can try and create something around it. You can create content around it so that people can really know what you're talking about. You can try and create services around it so that you can pitch them to somebody. You see, just play around it. Yeah, instead of jumping, being everywhere, you'll be confused, you will give up, and you'll say online work is not for you. Yeah.
And you'll be so tired. Actually, you've
So
just
tired.
answered. When you
Mhm.
had a network hit, there's someone who had asked that question, and I had answered it. And I think now you can see it is not from one person. You've just heard from Susan herself that you don't try everything you've had. Try one thing until it works out before you move to the next one. For those of you who are on LinkedIn, you are both a software developer and a virtual assistant at the same time. You're also a customer support person. You're actually confusing the people who are coming to check for opportunities or who are coming to check for you on LinkedIn, and you get so tired. Yani you are turning your mind into a dump site. That is what I tried to explain. Every information you are just learning digital marketing. There's someone who's bringing in customer support, you are there. Someone who is bringing in software engineering because you've had it's paying 1 million per month, you are there. And now your brain is it's a dump site. Yani all the dirt of this world has been deposited into your mind, and now it's very heavy, and that is what brings in you being overwhelmed. So if you're here, I just want to encourage you, and you are feeling overwhelmed, can you just go and sit down and ask yourself, what do you want to do? And I think I've already told you when I was telling about niching down, is that what can you do without being paid? That is what you're going to pick on. And that is the next step that you're going to take so that you can be able to monetize that. And also put yourself out there. Don't just sit on your skills. Some of you are very talented, but you're not actually putting out the skills that you need to put out. Even me, in my journey into project management, I normally tell my friends that if I could have niched down the way I've niched down right now, I could have already bought the Lexus 570 LXG, that model of a car. for now,
Uh,
for now, for now, I'm still using Mitsubishi because I delayed in niching down when I was
yeah.
starting, because I wanted to be I didn't want to drop my medical title. I was really struggling with it. I couldn't believe that I was dropping that medical career and coming into another thing. So I really struggle around that so much, to the extent that I wasted a lot of time and a lot of opportunities. All right, on to the last question. If you have any questions to our speaker, please feel free to type it in the comment section. She's going to share how you're going to contact her. Also, if you need a personal one-on-one with her or a personal talk with her, or mentorship with her, she's also going to show how you're going to reach out to her. So the last question to you, Susan, from me is, what advice do you give to someone who is starting today?
Thank you. So the advice I'll give to anyone searching. This advice I really wanted to give it long time ago. So I decided to create a workbook because everything is inside that workbook. I'll focus on three things. And I've also emphasized on them on the workbook that I created, because we have talked about clarity or focusing on one thing. If you do not niche down, or if you don't focus, this thing takes a lot of your time. It's trying to be everywhere, trying to do everything. It really, really takes a lot of your time. By the time you're now niching down, you feel like you're late, but you're not late. So I'll focus on three things. Clarity. Don't be everywhere. Try and focus on one thing. Okay, I know it is so, the information outside there is quite appealing. You can hear something on YouTube, then you go on TikTok. It feels so good. It feels like, I think this one is working. But when you keep jumping like this, trying to be everywhere, trying to figure out everything, it is your time that you're wasting. The time that you could just have used to narrow down on one thing and focus on it. Because when you focus on something, you become a master on that thing. So you know it so well. When you try to do everything, you're like, you're not competent. You're trying to do here, you're trying to do that. And then when somebody now calls you, who are you? You cannot even define yourself. Okay. So number one is clarity. Focus on one thing. I've really emphasized that on my workbook, which I'll share more details at the end of the session. Number two is consistency. Keep showing up. No one will just know you from nowhere. You really have to keep showing up. Showing up means that you, especially on platforms where you're looking for your clients, let's say on LinkedIn, people will not just come to you if they don't know you. They have to see your faces multiple times. You have to keep posting once in at least 3 or twice in a week. That's fine. And somebody can ask, what am I posting? You post your journey. Okay, if you're taking a new course, if you're learning something, that is what you post, that is what you share, because there are people who are interested in what you're doing. There are people who are interested to know which tools you're currently learning. Then through sharing your story, people get to know, like, oh, this one knows what she's talking about. I think even the clients are looking for, they learn you through your content. They learn you through you showing up consistently. They learn through seeing you multiple times in a week. Okay, so show up consistently. After narrowing down, after having clarity, then show up consistently, then have structure and guidance. If you're starting out, just find a structured way. This one I've talked about, I think, the entire session. Have a structured way and a guided way of learning to help you, give you that foundation so that you can be that person you want to become, learn that skill you want to become through a structured and a guided way of learning. And through all these, through these mistakes and everything I learned online, I decided to create a workbook. It is a self-paced workbook where you learn step by step. In fact, it's just everything that I did on my as an individual has worked for me. So I decided that maybe I could not get a way of sharing all these. I've shared it on LinkedIn, but now I put it together in one workbook that is self-paced. So you'll get to learn more about it inside that workbook. But focus on three most important things: clarity, consistency, and a structured and a guided way of learning. That is how you'll thrive in the online space. Thank you.
Wow, I wish I had this information when I was starting out. I kidding. I could have already bought that Lexus. I mean, I was so rigid. Yani, I was still
Mhm.
holding on to my non-working medical career at that point in time. And so actually for me, this is also speaking to me because I can now reflect to a beginner me.
Mhm.
I can tell you that that is what has happened and that is why I've gotten where I've gotten. It's just that maybe I haven't shared it much,
Mhm.
but it's good. It's good. I want you to talk about your workbook more.
Mhm.
Just share about it. How do we get it? Uh,
Okay. Uh-huh.
yes. And how do we contact you? As I give some two people who will want to verbally ask you a question, the first come first serve basis, and then I'll go back to the questions in the chat box.
I have the work. I'm trying to share the screen. Let me see. My workbook is available on Seller. I'm trying to share the screen, or let me see. I have the workbook available on Seller. I can as well share the link to my Seller page here, or the workbook.
Yes, you can share the link so that people can go and get it. You can get that
Okay.
workbook. If you're starting out, guys, this is the right time. I feel like this information is the information I needed to have so that I could have gotten into remote work. And I feel the clarity, the consistency, and the structure is one thing that you really need to have in your remote work journey when you're starting out. So she's sharing so that you can be able to just do that. Susan, Thierry,
Yes.
your hand is up. All right. Let me lower her because she hasn't responded. Lindsay,
Hello. Hey, yes, hi. Hi.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, my name is Susan. Okay,
Yes.
I am a healthcare worker.
All right.
I have done an ALX course
Mm-hmm.
and also I've done a course in medical virtual assistance in Udemy.
Yeah.
I've tried to apply severally on LinkedIn, but I've not gotten any response. I just wanted maybe some advice on what maybe I can do. I've tried to really learn on several platforms and also take the two courses. So I just wanted maybe some advice on how to go forward so that I can maybe get remote work.
Susan, are you able to answer that? All right. Looks like she's not here. So now, Lindsay, I would love to know first. Sorry, this is Susan who asked, Susan Tiri. Sorry about that. So when you've done a course and you've done the certification and you have the certification and you've been applying for jobs on LinkedIn, the first thing I will ask you, because I do remote work coaching, is your CV ATS compliant? Are you certain it is ATS compliant? And the other thing is that are you able to have you revamped your CV have you revamped your LinkedIn to fit into the medical virtual assistant career, or your LinkedIn is still behind? It's still in the career that you left. So I need to check those two things first to know if they are at par. Uh, and then the other thing that we need to check also is that how are you doing the applications? If you're doing you're reaching out to client one-on-one, how are you sending the messages? What are those messages entailing? Because there's a way that you can structure your message and you get a reply. And also, as you've seen, our speakers told us that for her she got a role through a friend. So are you also networking, or you're just sending out pictures and reaching out to people? Like you're reaching out to someone for the first time and the first thing that you're telling them is that um, I'm looking for a job, instead of creating a relationship with them before you start communicating whatever it is that you offer. So that is my answer to you, Susan. Lindsay?
Hi,
Hi.
my question is similar to Susan's.
Hmm.
I graduated from A March last year.
Mm-hmm.
I have tried to look for a job as a virtual assistant, but I've not been able to find. And I sent someone my CV, and he told me that I have experience, but my problem is I don't have a structured plan. So I was wondering, how can I develop a good structure so that I can so that I can get a payment, because it's been 1 year. I'm not getting anything.
What did they mean you don't have a structured plan?
I don't know, because I asked him, he didn't tell me so much things because I didn't pay him well. You see those people who they tell you something and then
Hmm.
they expect you to pay. So I never paid him well, so he didn't tell me so much about it. But he told me I don't have a good structured plan.
Okay, I think at least they could have given you the list. What do they expect from a structured plan? Um,
Yeah.
but is your CV ATS compliant?
Yeah, it is.
Because I've noticed that also most people don't understand what an ATS compliant CV is. People just say yes, it is, until we get it through the applicant tracking system and it's
Yeah.
2%, and you are left shocked.
So how
So
can I
the first thing maybe is just to check on your CV. The plan, I think, the plan is normally you get your packaging right. You see the way Susan is able to communicate the problem she's solving in the marketplace. And then number two, you structure your CV in a good way, which is ATS compliant. And then you have to also do your LinkedIn. If I come to your LinkedIn, will I notice that you're a virtual assistant? Or will I get you in your former career? All right. And then where are you applying? Are you also networking? If you are applying on LinkedIn, if you're reaching out to people on Facebook, are you reaching out and bombarding them? The first message is, hi, I am looking for a job. I'm a virtual assistant trained by Alex 4 years ago. and I've been looking for a job. There are people who even say that I have some basic computer skills in that message. Are you reaching out from a point of creating a relationship first, and then after that is now when you are able to pitch? Because jobs come from relationships. So that is maybe the plan that I can give you. That is the plan that I used mostly. And that is the plan that I give you. Maybe Susan, if you can be able to talk about it, because I know you have said in your workbook there's somewhere you're talking about structured learning.
Yes. Also, when you're applying for a job, please make sure you have a portfolio. Most people want to know what you have done, not just telling them. They need a proof that you have worked with these people. These are the things you know how to do. So please make sure you have a portfolio that shows the work that you've done. There are some people, after looking at your CV, maybe it is ATS compliant, then they will ask you, do you have a portfolio? Can you show that you've done this thing, not just on paper, but you have actually done it? So make sure you have samples of the works that you've done. Even if it is mock-ups, make sure you have them, you have organized them so well, and then you can send it to someone, okay? So just like Joanne has mentioned, make sure your CV is ATS compliant. Make sure your LinkedIn is up to date, because most people, before they hire you, they will go check you out on LinkedIn. They need to know what are you talking about. Yeah, you are a VA. Do you even post about the tools you use? Do you post about to assist a client? Do you post about the solutions you're bringing to that business owner? So you must also talk about them on LinkedIn. That is what you post on a daily basis, the solutions that you are creating for these people, okay? And portfolio, you must have a portfolio, so that when you're sending your ATS compliant CV, send it along with the portfolio, okay? Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for adding that part. I think I'd forgotten about the portfolio. All right. So now I'm going to read. Lindsay, I think you've just been answered, because you've said I've been looking for a virtual assistant. For past 1 year, I'm wondering why I'm not getting clients. I'm really frustrated. Please, frustration should not be part of you. If you get a rejection, you see, you go and re-strategize. It's okay to pause and strategize. Last week I was telling my friend the way right now I just take, if I'm going through something, I take time and just cry, cry it out, and then I continue, because life has to continue. Bills will still call upon you. You will be walking, like yesterday I was walking in Kilimani, and you'll bump into your dream car and you'll be like, I wish I could have shortened my crying time or my time and bounced back and be able to continue with what I was supposed to continue with. So always, if you get a rejection email and you feel, I know some of us really take rejection so much at heart, and you feel like you really need to process it, it's okay. You can pause, process, cry, all right? And then after that, please learn also to bounce back. Don't cry and then you leave at that point in time. I've taken the course. I think that is the Esther who is asking. I've taken the course. This is a Lex course. Tried to even take mentorship programs, but I'm still stuck for months now. Advise how I can successfully land a client. So I'll advise you on getting stuck, and then Esther will advise you how to get a client. I think she has talked about it over and over again. If you are feeling stuck, if you've taken mentorship programs, I think it is also good you pause and ask yourself, why is the mentorship programs not working? Most of the times when you come for my coaching sessions, I normally say that please make sure that whatever I tell you, go and put it in practice. Are you someone, I have had a lot of students, because I have a package that I normally help people. The package is, I do your CV, I do your LinkedIn, and I walk through with you through the journey until you get a role. And so we start very well week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Some people have jumped, they have a new way of applying for jobs, they have a new career, they have already shifted. Even me as the mentor, I'm like, oh wow, so what is this? They even have new ideas on how to get a client. So can you just sit down and ask yourself, through these mentorship programs, what did you learn and what are you going to take and act on it? Because most of the times I've noticed that even me, I give quite a lot of knowledge when it comes to even my YouTube channel or even my TikTok lives. I normally give a lot of knowledge, but I've noticed that less people, 1% of the people that receive the information actually act on it. I recently bumped into someone who just told me that they had Branch Work, that is a site for remote work, for the first time from me. And they went and tried it out and they landed a role remotely on that site. And I've been talking about that site from last year. I don't know June or July up until now. And there are people who have been listening me from all that time, and then they continue with their work. You listen, you scroll, you continue with your work. So on the mentorship, the reason why you're still stuck, I would advise you, can you just sit down and ask yourself, what was I given in these mentorship programs that I can act on? All right. Over to you, Susan.
I was supposed to answer what the structure.
How to advise how they can successfully land a client.
Okay.
And then a minute, you can also add with this, Elizabeth, who is asking, please talk about culture difference, especially with US clients. How did you deal with that, especially with your first client, Susan?
Okay, so I will answer first on how to get clients. So there are different ways of getting clients. Don't just apply. You can apply through the job board. You can pitch your services. You can that is called sending cold messages, not really cold messages. When you're sending a pitch, first of all, make sure that if it's on LinkedIn, interact with this client first. Don't just go to somebody's LinkedIn profile. The first connection is looking for a job. No, engage with this person, connect, and then get their content first. Go through their content. What are they talking about? Is this somebody that you want to solve the problem they're facing? Okay, and then don't engage with just anybody. Engage with somebody that you're looking to solve a problem for them. Okay, so after getting such people, connect with them. After connecting, engage with their content for a while, and then before you pitch, make sure you are like providing a solution. Like maybe there's something you've seen on their post, maybe if it is fixing their LinkedIn, or let's say they're so busy professionals, they're not showing up consistently on LinkedIn. That is a problem that we can come in and solve. So that is, you pitch strategically. Don't just go to someone and you want a job. So familiarize yourself with this person. Let them know that, oh, they have talked to you once, twice, or three times. Two, you need to be where your clients are. If most of your clients are on Facebook, be there. Go to Facebook groups. In fact, Facebook groups have given me quite a lot of remote jobs that that I cannot even imagine. Facebook group is a community. Go to specific Facebook groups that you want to get remote jobs on, engage with them, and then they'll be posting jobs frequently. Go to groups that post jobs frequently. Don't go to dead groups. And then engage, and then try for a job that has been posted, make sure it is less than at least an hour. Don't go to a job that has been posted 2 days ago. Most people have applied on it. So you can look for jobs on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on job boards. But again, you can pitch, you can send your pitches, or you can create services as well and promote them. Okay, regarding what you're doing. Those are various ways of finding jobs or finding clients. The next question was, please remind me. Culture difference. So the first, my first role was from a Japan client. It was not from US, and there was the language barrier. I don't know how I got over it, but there was some language barrier. The English was not that good. I was actually other things were passing me, but it was mostly on this client used to share a lot of screens. So for me, with language or with culture, it was not really a big deal for me. And then he was really in need of a VA. Like he was looking for a VA ASAP. So for me, I didn't experience that culture difference, but I've heard of it, and I've not been able to really find a way of answering it because I've not faced it personally. But when it comes to working with the US clients or UK-based clients, I don't know, just try. I don't know about how to handle that culture difference.
All right, US, UK cultures are different from ours. I think the first thing is that you need to understand the time zone difference. When UK is 2 hours behind us. So that one you can send an email at 5 p.m., it's okay. But US, when you send an email at 11 p.m., you can get sued. You're contacting them for work during their sleeping hours. So understand first the difference between the time zones. And then number two, understand how these people are perceiving information and actually working in their different places. Because sometimes we don't really understand what is the difference between us Kenyans and them US. You know, in Kenya, you can just talk to your colleague badly and you'll be okay. In US, when you talk to your colleague badly, they will just come up to you. I saw a job where they were advertising, actually it was on Brandtwerk, and in the job description they said that they're looking for people who are easy to work with. If they get you that you are a nuisance, they're going to drop you like a hot potato. And that is just the culture of them. And then there is also a time, like for me, the work that I do, what happens is that we normally have meetings either Fridays or Mondays. Mine is a sync type of work where I just log in, I do my work, I submit, and then we have one weekly meeting where we are able just to follow up and do whatever it is that we need to do as a project manager and tell these are the deliverables that we've been able to do and this is what we're expected to do next week. And so you really need also to understand, how does this company work? Is it a way where you can do it as sync type or the sync type? If you're supposed to log in every time, please make sure that you log in at that time. If not, make sure that during the meetings that they are scheduled for the company, you are there and you're able just to present whatever it is that you're supposed to present. And then I know sometimes you get carried away as Kenyans, you want to talk in Swahili. Even me here, I've been carried away, almost talked in Swahili. Be very careful. I just remember that I have Ugandan friends here. And they'll be in my inbox after this. They'll tell me, Joanne, you've been speaking in Swahili. So you need to learn how to also make sure, and actually also your accent. Please make sure that your accent is also good. If you have error and L problem, the accent classes that can help you to just correct that. All right, Annette is saying, could you guide us on how to pitch or how do you spot a potential client? I think she already talked about it. How to pitch and get clients on LinkedIn. You start from a point of relationship and not just from a point of bombarding them. All right, with the information that you're looking for a job. So hey, Joanne and Susan. Hi, Sandbox. As someone with VA training, transferable skills, how do I package yourself or your skills? Packaging, and then there's someone who's talking about what client acquisition strategy worked and still works. I think client acquisition strategy, she has already talked about it, how to reach out to people on LinkedIn. Are you able to talk about packaging, or I handle that?
I'll talk a bit about it. Packaging, for me, you can start with packaging yourself on LinkedIn. That just talk about what you do, because most people will come to you based on what you're doing. So packaging yourself is telling your clients or on LinkedIn or whatever platform what solutions you're providing for them. If you're a VA, you are doing admin, show them the tools that you use to do your tasks. Show them how you use you use Trello to manage projects. Design some Canva graphics and then show them. Let them see what you're doing. To me, I feel like that is more packaging than before even they ask for your portfolio. They have gone to LinkedIn. They have seen what you're talking about. They have seen how you present yourself. That itself, to me, I feel like it's an impression before they go further into your CV or your portfolio. They will see you through LinkedIn. They'll be able to connect with your journey. They'll be able to connect with the skills, showcase how you showcase yourself, and they'll be attracted to whatever it is you're offering.
Great, that is correct. I'll just add on that. Packaging involves you communicating the problem. I normally say you need to understand who is the client you want to work with. You cannot also work with everyone, guys. I know you're looking for an opportunity, but you cannot be working with everyone. Just define. And the reason why we define that is that so that you can easily be spotted. And that does not mean that if you get a client who is not in that field, you now reject. You say, no, for me, I want to work with this specific clients. No, you can actually accept them. Like for me, I work with the medical field. My first job is from there, but now the two other jobs that I have on LinkedIn, one is from an institute, the other one is from a finance training company. You see, and I had packaged myself as a medical related project manager, but I've gotten opportunities in other fields. So understand the client, know the problem that this client is going through, know how this problem is affecting them in terms of finances and in terms of money, time, and security, because those are the three things that people are willing to pay for so that they can be able to save from that. So communicate in terms of security, money, and time. What is it? How is this problem affecting them? and then talk about the skills that you're going to use to offer so that you can be able to solve this problem. And then lastly, what is the value they're going to get? And that is how you also, so even that is how also you called pitch. Because sometimes when you reach out to someone and you're able just to build a relationship with them, uh, when you want to pitch out to them, tell them, I've noticed that you've been going through such and such a problem in your company, and this problem is affecting you this way. Because most of these CEOs and business owners will not admit they have a problem and it's affecting them. So when they're able to read from you and actually see, actually, this is affecting me and it's affecting me this way. And this is how you're going to solve the problem. And then the last part is that what value or impact are they going to get when they work with you? Why should they choose you as Angela and not choose Susan for that role? Why should they choose Mercy for that role and not Joanne for that role? So you need to communicate value and impact. And when you communicate value and impact, you're communicating it with numbers and metrics. All right? Don't just say, I will help you as a virtual assistant to streamline your processes. What will that change in my company? It will save me 30% of my time. Communicate that. It's going to save me the money I'm losing or the customers that are going away. I'm supposed to be making these sales, but I don't know because I'm keep on doing the admin work instead of focusing on the marketing bit of it. So you communicate that to them. And so that is also how you do reaching out. So Mercy is asking, what are some of the mandatory tools that a VA must know to be well positioned?
The first one you need to know the Google Workspace. Yeah. The VAs use the Google Workspace, that is the Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drive, everything in the Google Workspace. Know that. Know Canva. Know if you're going to know how to use the social media platforms, majorly like LinkedIn or majorly LinkedIn, especially to talk about your services, to post about what you do. But majorly focused on the Google Workspace. For the project management tools, you need to know Trello, Asana, ClickUp. You don't have to know all of them. You can start with one, and then you keep learning the rest. Canva, ChatGPT, or to help you with creating content, DeepSeek. You don't have to know all the tools. Just start with the basics one. Google Workspace being the first one, then Canva, and then the rest you learn as you go.
Great. So some of you want to get into virtual assistant, and I've noted there are quite a few who don't even know how to use the Google Drive. Such a simple tool, and you'll have to learn it. So Mercy, I know you've asked what is the cost of LX courses. I hope that you're going to learn from LX. LX is going to highlight all the tools that you need to learn to know. So it's $5 per month, and you have to do it for 10 weeks. So that means that you're going to pay a total of $10. Wow, I love your attitude. Great to have. That is from Charity.
Thank you.
This is my first hearing as a virtual assistant. That is from Isaac. I love the audacity from Mary. And then Angela says, pray and act. Yes, pray and leave that closet and go and act. Do data entry still pay till debt? Yes, it does. Mary Wanjiru, you can try applying for it through Glassdoor. It does pay. Mary, do you have openings at your company? Oh, this one is pitching. You say we put ourselves out there.
She has started.
She has started putting herself out there. Winnie, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, clap for Winnie. I want to see claps for Winnie everywhere. She has said, Mary, do you have openings in your company of late? Yeah, she's already pitching. I'm proud of you. I'm a beginner. Mary Wanjiru is saying that. Purity is saying niche down, clarity, show up, consistency, have a structure, guide a way of learning. Even me today, I've learned about structure because I think that is something that I struggled with when I was starting out, and I didn't have a name for it. Even today, I just asked myself, why did I delay that much when I wanted to get into remote work? Because I wanted to transition before I left my physical job, but I took longer until I was now left with no option. The physical job ended, and I had no option but now to get into remote work. And so that structure, guys, please post again where we can get the the workbook, please get that workbook so that you can learn. For me, that structure thing has really struck with me because now I put words to what I was struggling with when I started out. I'm a beginner in confusion stage. Deborah, it's good to be confused. By the way, never shy away from being confused. Most of us have been there. So it's good to be confused, but don't be stuck there. Have structure. You can get maybe the workbook from Susan and be able to learn from her how she has been able to do this. I'm an expert in reservations, sales, and I'm an expert in reservations, sales, and online travel agency as Booking.com, Expedia, Agoda. Hey, I've been working. And guys, if you're pitching out, akisa unaona venye nimesoma hiyo text. You see, they have read that text. That is how we read it when we see it there. Please use a simple language, one that we can understand. Because you see, the way I've just read it and said, hey, that is how it was a WhatsApp message, or when it was a LinkedIn message. I could have even said, hey. So, and I've been working to 5-star hotels, but now I really want to work remotely as a virtual assistant international. Also, I can say I'm a customer support. What is your advice? I think we've already advised you enough, Emmanuel. It's just you to take up the action, learn the skill, and then get the workbook. Actually, guys, if I could have gotten this workbook before, I could have gotten somewhere better. So get the workbook from Susan, and it will help you to have clarity. Me, hata nimeshika. I was like, I wish I could have carried my notebook here so that I can start teaching you guys these new concepts that I've been learning here.
Yeah.
Clarity, consistency, and structure.
And structure, yes.
So what is your take about LinkedIn CV revamping for remote role? Is it necessary? And if it's necessary, recommendation for best persons or sites to do so. So I think we've talked about CV revamping, LinkedIn revamping, and the benefits that it has, Cynthia. Persons for recommendations, definitely I'd recommend myself because I normally do that work. But anyway, you can roam around and see what other people are doing. If you are able to settle with me, it's okay. If not, you can roam around and see what other people are doing and how they've been able to revamp their CVs and everything around that. Sites, when you're making an ATS compliant CV, I normally say please don't use the sites, especially for those of you who are using Canva. I have tried, this is tried and tested. I did my own trying and testing. When you use Canva and other sites, and when you use Document to start to create your CV from scratch, the document is going to get an upper score as compared to the one for Canva, because Canva has those two boxes. They're imaginary, but they're going to show on during the ATS scanning. So don't use sites, don't use Canva. There are people who say that they have gotten jobs using them. Sometimes they get, but for me, I've done my own research because I have the applicant tracking system for my company, and I do CVs, and I've done my research. I've tried Canva and I've tried everything around that, and it hasn't worked. And then once your CV is revamped, how do you apply for different roles? I think you've already been told how to pitch, and you've talked about also trying job sites. You can try, let me mention, I know the job sites you haven't had. You can try Brandtwork, you can try Zachwell, you can try Sagan, and then you can try, okay, there's Brandtwork, Persona, Sagan, Zachwell. There are many actually. There's a day that I posted on my community this week, so you can go and check them out. I would advise those looking for work could try agencies, e.g. Athena, Pleatro AI, CCI, etc. There are so many. Also ensure their resume and cover letter tailored to the specific job description. That is Jessica. Jessica is advising you guys. And thirdly, networking bootcamps from different VAs. Yes, we couldn't emphasize that much more. This is from Jessica. Thank you so much for highlighting that. This revamping person sometimes tell us what an ATS compliant CV is. Okay, Cynthia. I know these revamping people you guys talk about, and that is why I've told you that you can explore and see what is out there. It's not a must you settle with me. Actually, for me, I normally tell you settle and you invest where you feel you're gonna get the value of your money. And so it's okay. Just roam around and see who can do it best for you. I cannot do a whole masterclass on what an ATS compliant CV is right now. It's more detailed and we don't have much time. So allow me to just answer some of the questions that you have, and then maybe in another session, we will cover what an ATS compliant CV is. Or you can ask ChatGPT. Let me give you an assignment, Cynthia. I know you're a good student and you're a good employee. You're looking for a virtual assistant role. Could you go before you sleep today and ask ChatGPT what is an applicant tracking system? Sorry, an applicant tracking system, and what is an ATS compliant CV? Even ChatGPT is going to give you how to structure it in each and every section. Is that a good homework? Please go and try it out and let me know what your feedback is. The same. I think you're not asking, and also advices on how to tailor a CV for a specific role, and it still remains ATS compliant. I have a masterclass that is coming up from 15th, 16th to 17th of April. We'll be doing this practically. By the way, we'll be doing ATS compliant CV practically, and we'll be doing this job tailoring thing practically. Right now, I only have 8 slots remaining. I know you guys over in the community already know we have only 8 slots for that masterclass. 1,500 Kenyan shillings is going to cover for the 3 days, 2 hours per day. And one of the things that you're going to do is how to tailor a CV to fit into the job description, and you're going to do it practically. So Cynthia, you can join because it's a more detailed thing and we don't have much time. We have like 8 minutes and then we finish. What about for us who are beginners with no portfolio? Can you talk about that, Susan?
So if you're a beginner with no portfolio, you can, I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
You can create mock-up projects, okay? You can create mock-up projects. For example, you want to be a VA, you can go to ChatGPT and tell it to give you a day of a life of a CEO or a business owner. If you want to manage their calendars, manage their inbox, it will give you like a detailed breakdown of how their busy days are. And then you create a mock-up out of that project, okay? So when you create that mock-up project, that becomes your, you can use that for your portfolio. If you've not worked for any client before, get a mock-up from ChatGPT and then do it. It will tell you how a busy professional's day look like. So you as a VA, you're supposed to manage that day calendar or their inbox. That is what you do. And then you use that as your mock-up project. You put that on your portfolio because you've already done it. Just that she's not an actual person, but they have given you a detailed breakdown of how a busy CEO's calendar looks like or their email. So you've gone there, you've cleaned up their email. Or if you have 2 email accounts, you can work on your own email. Go clean up your email, create folders, create filters, show us how you have created that filter, how you've created folders, how you've created labeled on your email, and that becomes your mock-up project. You put it on your portfolio. So use the mock-up projects to create a mock-up or to create a portfolio if you are a complete beginner.
Great. I'm happy that the assignments are getting more and more. Because guys, let me tell you, as much as we are talking here, nothing will change unless you act on it.
Yeah.
Unless you do something, nothing will change. You'll just be hopping from one webinar to another. Every month we'll be joining my webinars and nothing will change until you make the changes. So even Cynthia is asking, how can one create a portfolio? I think that one has been answered. And the best site to create with, I know Canva. Is there another site?
I normally use Canva, or you can use Gamma. Is it Gamma? Yeah, Canva is the best. Canva is the best.
Great. Angela
Yes.
is saying you can use Canva for samples, create your own while learning practically. Take screenshots of your work. Angela is a good virtual assistant, guys. And also you can follow her on her social media pages. She's doing a good job when it comes to virtual assistant and stuff of that. I think I've seen her post on Facebook. I just bumped on them and I was like, oh, she's doing well. So you can check out on her. So Teresa is saying, thank you. Can you share with us some of the Facebook groups examples, Susan?
So example of Facebook groups, if you're looking for remote VAs based on, maybe you want a client in the US or you want a client in the UK, depending with what you want. If you want a remote client, you can go to remote jobs. I'm a virtual assistant remotely. Just go and Google on Facebook, remote virtual assistants. There are so many groups that will pop up. Yeah. So what you're going to do, you're going to select a group that is more active. There are so many groups that will pop up when you just Google remote VAs or remote VA groups. So when you find those groups, try and look into groups that are very, very active. The reason why you're looking for very active groups is because they'll be posting jobs maybe twice or three times in a day. So when they're posting jobs twice or three times in a day, you become among the first people to apply before other people have applied for it. So try and apply for a job less than 1 hour posted, less than 30 minutes. Even if you become the less than 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you apply. Don't apply to jobs that have no way of sending CV. The job description is not full. They're just posting there, or we're looking for a VA. They have mentioned an absurd amount of money. That is a scam. Look for a job post that is well detailed. There is a way of sending your application, and then posted in at least less than 30 minutes to beat the competition. But when you just go to Facebook and then Google remote VA groups, you'll find so many of them. Make sure they're public groups. Don't join private groups. Make sure they're public, and then the groups are very active.
All right. So we have 3 minutes, guys. I normally respect people's time, so we're supposed to finish at 9:30. So I'll just brush through the questions. If you need deeper answering of your questions, Susan is going to leave her number, right?
I've tried, just a minute. I'm trying to paste the link here on in-call messages, but it's kicking me out of the meeting. So please, if you can just you can write my number here so that anybody who wants the workbook can reach out to me on WhatsApp. I'll really appreciate. I'm trying to put it, it's kicking me out. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me try this. I've tried to send the link. Let me share your number. So guys, you can reach out to her directly so that you can have a conversation with her. Because of time, we really need to respect people's times. I don't pass. So her number is +254. Let me just copy it. If I can be able just to copy it and send it. So someone is saying who is at a VA who is looking for a VA. Hey, mambo inaendelea hii comment section. Right. So let me just copy the number. My WhatsApp is also misbehaving, but anyway, I'll be able to share it.
And just a minute.
Okay.
I would really appreciate anyone who purchases the workbook. I would really appreciate your feedback. I always revamp the feedback based on I always revamp the workbook based on the feedback I get from clients. So if you've gone through the workbook and there's something that you want me to improve, make it better, I would really, really appreciate your feedback. Thank you.
Great. Even we'll have a feedback for this session. I know TopMate is going to send the feedback prompt in the next 1 minute. Please, when you receive it, fill it in. Be very honest. You can do it anonymously. If you feel like tumekuwestia time, just put it anonymous and tell us you've wasted my time. And please also give an enough reason why you feel you've wasted your time so that next time we better improve on it and be able just to have it. Winnie, your hand has been up for a long time. As Winnie prepares, Esther is asking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah, so I was asking about company emails. There's a job that says they don't want gmail.com. How do you get the company emails?
I've never bumped into that. Have you ever bumped into that, Susan?
No, I've never bumped into that.
Okay, unless for example,
uh-huh.
Maybe they want you to give a name of a referee. Then the referee's Gmail email should not have a Gmail.
All right. So when they tell you they need a referee, but I don't think I've never seen also a remote job that asks for a reference unless it's a physical job. Rarely do we have references. But if you get that, the person you're referring to should give you the company email, not their personal email.
What if they don't have the company email?
You change the referee.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you get a referee that has at Gmail. Like for me, I know someone at Aga Khan University that when I need recommendation for my school things, I normally tell him to write for me using his company email.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Esther is asking, without experience, is it advisable to lie on experience? No, don't lie. Aki, if I noticed you lied, if anyone notices that you lied,
You lose the job.
all right. What are some of the Facebook pages you would recommend? I think that one has been answered. Mind typing the spelling of two new sites apart from ClickUp. Hata tukumbuki yake. We've talked and talked and talked. We can't remember that. It's possible to be a VA part-time as I have my full-time work. You can, if a job is 20 hours per week. But if it's 40 hours per week, my dear, you'll also be risking because now you'll be working 24 hours. When will you be sleeping? So if it's 20 hours per week, that means that you're working 4 hours in a day. So that means that you can actually create the 4 hours at the end of your day or at the beginning of your day, and you're able to work that. But if it's full time, no, and also it depends with the company. If the company says that you're coming in to help the CEO and they need your presence every time, you cannot be you're in Matatu Super Metro and the client is looking for you to come. So Kenfree, please Kenfree have my number. Just text me so that I can be able to get the context of the sites that you're talking about. I'll give you help through that. Thank you so much for the information. I've really learned a lot from this session. God bless you. Amen, Pauletta. Start applying for VA positions with certificate. Yes, if you have the certificate in VA, you can apply. Is it possible to do VA work part-time, full-time? All I started out that way last year, and I just quit my full-time last month. You can, I think I've already explained that. I'm learning a lot as a beginner. Structure and niching. Me, actually, the structure thing has really stuck with me. I have certification in data analyst, and I want to do medical virtual assistant and coding and billing. I feel confused what to do, and I have a background in nursing. Thank you for this. You're welcome. And also, please get the workbook because I think in your confusion era, the workbook that Susan is offering is going to help you to just be able to have clarity, to get the consistency, and also to get the structure so that you can remove the confusion. Yeah. Must I have a powerful computer to start up VA? No, where is your community? I think I've just shared my links to the socials. I think, Cynthia, just below the message you've sent, the links to my social, you can join the community. I'm a beginner trying to niche down what is called calling and lead generation. That is not part of VM. That is customer service related skills. Allow us not to talk about right now that, Irene. Such an authentic and insightful session. Thank you so much, Joanna and Susan. You're welcome, Charity.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I got the best training today. I believe that I'll make it soon by the grace of God.
You're welcome.
Amen. We are praying for you.
Amen.
This meeting was very informative. Thanks to you, Madam Joanne and Susan. Is there a soft copy of the workbook? I think it's a soft copy.
Yes, it is a soft copy.
Okay, so Susan, I'll give you parting shot. You can tell us what you do, how we can reach out to you and support you. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So aside from working with clients, I've created various products like the workbook. I also, when you go to, I don't know why I cannot share my link here. I have created different products, the CV Revamp, LinkedIn. So you can go ahead to the seller website. I think they can click on the link that you've shared, and then you can see the numerous services or products the digital products that I've created. Aside from that, I normally recommend workbooks so much because it is the structure it carries the structure of everything. So when you go on that seller, you'll be able to see all the digital products that I sell. But I'll recommend, if you're starting out, you're confused, this is based on my own journey. After wasting almost 1, 2, 3 years, I put everything together to help you find that clarity, because that confusion takes a lot of time. Before you turn around, time has really gone. So I'll always recommend the workbook. Other than that, I work with clients. I help them with their LinkedIn, especially to show up consistently, help them in closing sales, and also I do some admin tasks for some of them. That is basically what I do. If you need any help, please reach out to my YouTube channels All my social media pages, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram is Susan Oronje. You can find me there. And on WhatsApp also. I'm very active on LinkedIn and WhatsApp. With Facebook and Instagram, you can still find me there, but mostly you'll find me on WhatsApp and on LinkedIn. That is my number there. And then we can communicate more. Thank you.
Please make sure you bombard her WhatsApp. You see the way everyone comes into someone's WhatsApp after a meeting. Yes, please make sure you bombard her WhatsApp and get her services. I'm looking forward to listening to hearing good feedback from her, especially you guys trying to. And actually, guys, nothing will change until you act. So you have to act. Even if you bombard her WhatsApp right now, you'll need to act. You need to act. I can't wait for my one-on-one with Lucy, with Joanne. Thank you so much, Lucy. I think next week we have a meeting, so we're gonna meet. Thanks, Joanne and Susan. Good job. Lexus Tunanun. Lazima. Yesterday, I almost asked that person, where did you get your money? Because I saw that vehicle and I was like, what? That is the day that you come home at 10 p.m. because I was just in Kilimani. I was walking. I don't know what I was doing. I was working and then I was like, I left and I was like, I need to work. I started working at 10 p.m. up until late. Yeah, trying to raise that money. So may you get such kind of motivation when you walk on the road and then someone does something and you're like, poverty with me is far away. So you come and work overnight. So thank you so much, guys. For those who are joining the masterclass that is happening from 15th to 16th to 17th of April, the Break into Remote Work Masterclass, the new version is back. I know the last time I had it was in June, but now we are bringing it back. June of 2025, we are bringing it back way better. So you can sign up 1,500 Kenya shillings. We only have like 8 slots, and I think it's actually 7. There's someone who had already booked. It's actually 6 slots because there are 2 people who have already booked the other slot this evening. I just didn't update it. So reach out once I fill it up. That's it. We can wait for another cohort. You can reach out to Susan, follow her on LinkedIn, follow her. Buy the workbook. For me, I'll recommend because I've just loved the thing called structure. Even me, I think I'm gonna check out that workbook and just be able to learn that structure part from it. And then follow me on my different pages and engage, and you can join my community. So you're going to get a prompt to give us feedback on this webinar. Please be honest so that you can be able to improve on our next. If you feel your 2 hours have gone to waste, just type and tell us why you feel so that you can be able to improve in the next time. If you feel that we have yapped a lot, just tell us. All right. Thank you so much, guys, and have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good evening too.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
The session is recorded. You'll get it on YouTube for those of you who have missed something.